Hey CLC parents, it's Pastor Rachel here with your Monday Minute for this week. So we have been talking all about the 5 different love languages. This is our last week on this topic. And hopefully by this point you've identified what your child's dominant is, what their secondary is. Maybe it's even helped you in your own marriage with your spouse figure out what your love languages are if this was a new concept for you. But we're going to quickly review the ones that we've already covered. Again, I said this in previous videos. If you haven't watched the other videos, go back and watch them, because this is not going to make a lot of sense if you just watch this one video by itself. So you have words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. And so today we're going to talk all about receiving gifts. And so someone that their dominant or even their secondary love language is receiving gifts, they're going to feel the most love anytime that you go out of your way to get them a gift. Now, we mentioned this when we entered this. I'm not talking about going and buying them a car or, an Xbox or a new phone or something crazy. People that receiving gifts is their love language, it is small, little gifts that go a long way with them. So we're not talking about huge things that financially you're like, there's no way I could even keep up with this if this is my child's number 1 or number 2 love language. For our daughter, this is her number 1. And like we talked about last week, acts of service is her number 2. So, I feel like, and I've shared this before, our kids are all different. Like all of their love languages are different. There's a little bit of crossover, not a whole lot of crossover. There's some crossover between mine and Jason's in there. So it was like a whole dynamic that when they first came into our family, we had to really work through, okay, what is everyone's love language and how do we meet those needs? Because that's how they feel the most loved, the most safe, the most secure. So receiving gifts is theirs. I want to throw out to you some really good examples. So giving them small rewards for things that they do. So it could be something from the Dollar Tree. It could be our one son, he loves to get a bag of Doritos if he has a great game. That's an awesome rewarding gift for him. Wouldn't be my pick, spicy hot Doritos, but it is for him. And it does check that box that, hey, they thought of me. And with him, it's interesting because if I have them in advance, so it wasn't just like, oh, he had a great game and then I go and buy them. If I have them in advance, having confidence and hope that his game, he's going to do really well because that's what we're praying and believing for. And I pull them out when we get home. That means even more. And let's see how it goes and then I'll get the chips. So very small, insignificant things. Another thing you can do, and this is really fun, I've done this multiple times for him and for her, is leave a little gift on their bed before they go to bed at night, or leave it while they're sleeping and they wake up to it. So again, something small, doesn't have to be, it could be lip gloss wrapped up in wrapping paper for no reason. It's just literally you want to show them love. You want to show them that they are valuable. One thing that is really good to do, and I actually have done this. So obviously there are certain times a year where things go on sale and they're cheaper. I have what I consider a treasure chest of trinkets at home. That's what I call it, a treasure chest of trinkets, because I have one child, this is their dominant. I have another child, this is their secondary. So what I will do is in my treasure chest of trinkets. Now, obviously, it's changed over the years. When they were toddlers and preschoolers, there were different things in that chest than now when I'm dealing with a preteen and a teenager. But I have a chest that I will fill with things. If I see something on clearance, something on sale, I'm at Dollar Tree and I see some small things that could be cool, I'll get it. I'll throw it in that treasure chest of trinkets. And then when I want to show them love, just because I don't have to make a special trip to the store, I already have those things in my possession that I can just go to my little treasure box and pull something out that I keep up in my attic. So that's an idea for those of you that are like, well, how do I sustain this? How financially would I sustain this? That's how you can do it. Now, there are times that if they do things that are really like, man, they really like hit it out of the park in some way, we might do like a $5 Taco Bell gift card or a $5 Starbucks gift card or something like that that's a little bit more significant than just like a bag of chips or some lip gloss or some nail polish, things like that, depending on which one it's for. So you can do things that are a little bit bigger, but you can reserve those for the moments that it's like, okay, they had straight A's on their report card, or, bigger moments. The other thing that I recommend with this is keeping a list. So my daughter, more so than my son, she is very great at telling me like what she wants for Christmas next year. Like 2 weeks ago, had a full-blown conversation of 4 different things that she wants for Christmas next December. However, one thing I've noticed with her is if I remember that at Christmas time, she is going to be elated and over the moon, even if it's like some special lip gloss that she wanted and I remembered it. So because receiving gifts is like for her a big thing, I will make notes when she says things like, hey, I would really love these special lip glosses that you can get wherever. I'll write that down. Not that I'm going to go buy that for her now, but I'll write that down, and maybe for her birthday or for Easter or for Christmas, I'll remember that, to watch her face when she looks in an Easter basket or opens a birthday present or opens a Christmas present, and it's something that she had mentioned months earlier that I had taken the time to remember. And honestly, I don't rely all on memory. I write it down. But seeing her face light up with pure joy that I remembered that is the best gift ever. I absolutely love those type of moments. So those are just some simple things that you can do if you have a kiddo that receiving gifts is their number one or number two love language. It doesn't have to be expensive. Another thing you could do is if you have something big coming, you're going on a big vacation maybe, you could have like little countdown gifts. I've done that with my kids where it's like, okay, there's 3 days until our trip. Open up this bag. And maybe it's like, an autograph book when we went to Disney or something like that. But like we did countdown gifts for them. Anytime that we've left, maybe for a few days, we will leave them gifts that they can open while we're gone. I actually learned that from Miss Kim Betancourt. When they would leave and I would have the girls, they would always leave gifts that they could open each day. And it was just a fun reminder that mom and dad were thinking about them. And then it was a fun activity. It was never like small things that punch an impact because your child knows you're thinking of them. So if receiving gifts is theirs, hopefully that has helped you. If it's their dominant or their secondary, hopefully this has helped you with ways that you can stay on top of it. I really do suggest the treasure trinket box or whatever you want to call it in your house, because that does make it easy if you have kids that this does speak love to them. You can do it routinely and you're not like running to the store to make it happen. You already have it in your house. So like with any of these other love languages, if you have questions, please reach out to us. I know this is a lot, especially if you've never heard this topic of love languages. You learned something totally new over the last 5 weeks and you're figuring out how to incorporate that in your home. But I promise you, like with anything else, not with perfection, but with consistency. If you are consistent with this, you will see a difference in your child a difference in them because they will know they're loved, they will feel secure, and it just creates some really, really fun moments for you as a parent and for them as a child. So we are praying you're having a great week, and we will see you for next week's Monday Minute.